Pier totum locomotor.
Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're celebrating one of the greatest actresses of all time, Dame Maggie Smith. And we're counting down the top 10 Maggie Smith moments that showcase her brilliance. Number 10. Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter series. It's impossible to talk about Maggie Smith without mentioning her unforgettable role as Professor Minerva McGonagall in the Harry Potter franchise. As the strict but fair head of Gryffindor House, Smith embodied the perfect balance of discipline, wisdom, and compassion. Whether it's her iconic, "I've always wanted to use that spell" moment in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2,
It's not down. Mr. Davis! Mr. Davis, that is the girls' lavatory.
or her fierce defense of Hogwarts in the final battle, McGonagall became a beloved character thanks to Smith's impeccable performance.
Exactly where is it I'll be leading them to, Mom?
The dungeons would do.
Her portrayal of McGonagall gave fans a character who was both formidable and endearing, and her scenes throughout the series remain some of the most memorable. Whether teaching Transfiguration, clashing with Dolores Umbridge, or showing her Gryffindor pride, Maggie Smith made McGonagall an irreplaceable part of the Harry Potter universe.
Leaving him with these people. I've watched them all day. They're the worst sort of muggles imaginable.
Number 9. The Dowager Countess in Downton Abbey.
And with that, I will say good night and leave you to discuss my mysterious past.
If there's one role that has made Maggie Smith an international icon in recent years, it's her portrayal of Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey. Smith delivered cutting one-liners with perfect timing, making Violet one of the most quotable characters in television history.
Isn't it terribly damp?
Would that make a difference?
Oh, yes, if you had no clothes on. Well, I think it's a mad idea.
Her sharp wit, aristocratic attitude, and hidden heart of gold made her a fan favorite. From her sarcastic remarks to her more touching moments with her family, Smith's performance in Downton Abbey was a masterclass in comedic timing and dramatic depth.
Even Manchester.
I'm sure I'll find something to keep me busy. You might like the hospital.
The Dowager Countess wasn't just a source of humor, she also brought wisdom and emotional weight to the series. Whether she was meddling in her family's affairs or offering biting social commentary, Violet Crawley always stole the scene.
For when Mary's out of mourning. No one wants to kiss a girl in black.
Number 8. Jean Brodie in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie, 1969.
In the pursuit of music. Mr. Lowther is teaching me to play the mandolin. Good day, Miss Mackay.
Maggie Smith's portrayal of the eccentric and free-spirited teacher Jean Brodie in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress in 1970. This film is one of Smith's earliest major performances and showcases her incredible ability to blend charm, charisma, and darkness into a single role.
Who was Dante Gabriele Rossetti? Jenny, who's Dante Gabriele Rossetti?
As Miss Brodie, she inspires her students with unconventional teachings and passion for art, politics, and life. However, her flawed idealism and questionable judgment lead to devastating consequences. Smith's portrayal of this complex character is captivating, and it's no wonder that this role remains one of her career highlights.
With a man.
Release me instantly.
I finished your portrait, Jean. Come back to the...
Number 7. Mother Superior in Sister Act, 1992.
Submitted my resignation to Monsignor O'Hara. Privately. I've asked to be relocated as soon as possible.
Maggie Smith proved she could handle comedy just as effortlessly as drama with her role as Mother Superior in the 1992 comedy Sister Act. Playing opposite Whoopi Goldberg, Smith's portrayal of the stern yet compassionate nun who runs a struggling convent added a delightful layer to the film's charm. Her exasperation with Goldberg's character, Dolores Van Cartier, and her eventual softening as Dolores helps revitalize the convent's choir make for hilarious and heartwarming moments. Smith's deadpan delivery and subtle comedic timing in Sister Act is a reminder of her versatility as an actress.
Spread out and look for Mary Clarence.
try to blend in.
Number 6. Muriel Donnelly in The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, 2011.
It turns out the original plan for the hotel is good. It works. Just not in the hands of a lunatic.
In The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, Maggie Smith plays Muriel Donnelly, a cantankerous retiree who travels to India for affordable healthcare and ends up staying at the titular hotel. The film is a delightful ensemble piece, but Smith's performance as Muriel is a standout. Muriel starts out as a xenophobic and bitter character, but undergoes a touching transformation as she begins to embrace the people and culture around her.
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
Well, the hearing's gone then.
Smith's ability to infuse humor into Muriel's grumpiness while also giving her depth and warmth earned her widespread acclaim. This role is yet another example of Smith's talent for creating characters that evolve in meaningful ways.
And at my age, I haven't got the time.
This is what I'm talking about.
Number 5. Miss Shepherd in The Lady in the Van, 2015.
Shut the door! I'm a busy woman.
One of Maggie Smith's more recent and critically acclaimed performances came in The Lady in the Van, where she portrayed Miss Shepherd, an eccentric homeless woman who lives in a van parked in playwright Alan Bennett's driveway for 15 years. Based on a true story, the film explores the unlikely friendship between Bennett and Miss Shepherd, with Smith delivering a powerful and moving performance. Smith's portrayal of Miss Shepherd is layered with vulnerability, humor, and tragedy. Her ability to bring depth to a character who could have easily been written off as merely eccentric showcases her acting brilliance. This performance earned her a Golden Globe nomination and reminded audiences of Smith's enduring ability to take on challenging roles with grace.
Only don't take any notice of what he says. He's a communist, possibly.
Number 4. Charlotte Bartlett in A Room with a View, 1985.
Well, my own wishes, dearest Lucy, are unimportant in comparison with yours. I am only here through your kindness.
In the 1985 adaptation of E.M. Forster's novel A Room with a View, Maggie Smith played the role of Charlotte Bartlett, a prim and proper chaperone who accompanies her young cousin Lucy, played by Helena Bonham Carter, on a trip to Italy. Smith's portrayal of the overly cautious and socially conscious Charlotte is both humorous and poignant. While Charlotte initially comes across as a rigid, overbearing figure, Smith brings subtlety to the role, revealing the character's insecurities and desire to do what's best for her cousin. The film's mix of romance, comedy, and drama allowed Smith to shine in a role that balances strictness with underlying vulnerability.
Meat has surely been boiled. It's lost all its flavor.
Number 3. Grace Hawkins in Keeping Mum, 2005.
I'm gonna lick my way up slowly all the way up.
Well, that sounds lovely.
Maggie Smith's role as Grace Hawkins in the dark comedy Keeping Mum is another example of her versatility. In this British film, Smith plays a seemingly sweet and mild-mannered housekeeper who is actually a serial killer.
How was he?
Petrified.
Oh, poor Preeti.
The contrast between her innocent exterior and her dark secret creates plenty of comedic moments. Smith's performance in Keeping Mum is a delightful mix of charm and menace, and her ability to keep a straight face while delivering some of the film's most outrageous lines adds to the hilarity. The film may not be as well known as some of her other works, but it's a hidden gem for fans of Maggie Smith's comedic talents.
Handsome American with his accent and his swing. Not the type I would approve of at all.
Number 2. Mrs. Medlock in The Secret Garden, 1993.
Godsnick! Get away from him, you beastly girl! You'll kill him!
I won't hurt him. He's my cousin.
John, give me a hand. Will, give...
In the 1993 adaptation of The Secret Garden, Maggie Smith plays Mrs. Medlock, the stern housekeeper who oversees Misselthwaite Manor. Her character is cold, strict, and unyielding, serving as a foil to the film's young protagonist, Mary Lennox.
John, bring that ice.
No.
God, look at your legs. They're all swollen.
Smith's performance adds a layer of tension to the magical story, and her transformation as Mrs. Medlock slowly softens by the film's end gives her character more depth than just the typical strict housekeeper archetype. Smith's portrayal of Mrs. Medlock adds to the film's overall sense of wonder and discovery, making it a memorable part of her career. Number 1. Maggie Smith's stage career.
He hath commanded me to go to bed, and bade me to dismiss you.
While many know Maggie Smith for her iconic film and TV roles, her stage career is equally impressive. She has been a dominant force in British theatre, performing in numerous Shakespearean plays, including her celebrated performances in Othello, Macbeth, and The Merchant of Venice.
This Lodovico is a proper man. A very handsome man. He speaks well.
Her work with the National Theatre under Laurence Olivier and her role in plays like The Privateer, The Public Eye, and Hedda Gabler cemented her as one of the finest stage actresses of her generation. Throughout her career, Smith has won several prestigious awards, including 2 Academy Awards, 4 BAFTAs, and 7 Olivier Awards. Her contributions to theater are as significant as her achievements on screen, making her a truly versatile and legendary performer.
In purchasing the very semblance of my soul from out the state of hellish cruelty.
Let us know your favorite in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.